Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Speaks Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving out live free plays for today's card. And on today's show, a picture here from this NBA card, 14-game card. 2 more days before we hit the All-Star break here. So a lot of action today from the NBA. Also, picture here from college basketball. We appreciate you guys to do. If you would, give us that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps us build up our audience when you do that. And also set those notifications. We have 5 live shows over our channel, so you don't want to miss any of them. And all of them are chat interactive, so you can interact here with our cappers in the chat room here. And also, we are going to give you our free plays here on the show. But if you're looking for our best bets, you want our premium plays, well, click the link in the description. That'll take you right over to tonyspace.com. You'll find our best bets and more right here on the site. So we'll get it rolling here, or we'll say hello to Chris and get right to the picks. So Chris, how's it going?
Oh, it's going all right. I had Vanderbilt yesterday as my best bet. They came in and beat Auburn there, so that was a good day. Left NBA alone. Thought there might have been a few landmines there with 4 games. So just ready to get to today's big card here before we get to the break.
Yeah, let's get to the games here before the break. Indeed, yeah, landmines indeed with some of those games, especially those Lakers, that Laker game. I guess you can kind of figure that out, right? They're going to sit guys, but boy, oh boy, that was a pounding there. And of course, the Clippers on the back door, that was a tough one if you were on the Clippers, but they got through at the end of the game there. Rockets with a 7-point win. And of course, that wild one with the Pacers and the Knicks. Of course, the Pacers showing what they can do, but again, they're just not a consistent team that's way out of playoff contention. So we'll see how the second half is. But the big news here in the NBA, well, we'll get to it with the injury report, is you're not going to see Tatum on the injury report. He practiced with the team yesterday, and there's talk that he's trying to get himself in condition. So we will, well, he's off the injury report. That means we'll see Tatum here in the with the Celtics soon there. So something to keep an eye on as we hit the All-Star break there. So we'll get to the games here. 14-game card. We'll do 3 blocks, 5, 5, and then 4. We'll start with Hawks Hornets. We've seen this one come down from 6 now. We see Charlotte favored by 5, 5.5, total 233. Wizards and Cavs. Cavs a bundle here. We know what the Wizards are doing. It's the Cavs 18, total 240. Bucks and Magic, a big line here. Magic 10, total 220.5. Knicks and Sixers here. Knicks on the back-to-back. The Sixers with rest advantage, but coming off a road trip. Sixers laying 2, 2.5's popping up as well, total 222. And the block with Pistons at Raptors. Pistons coming down from that 2, 2.5 opener down to 1.5. Total 222.5. We'll take a look at the injury reports here for this first block of games here. Looking at Washington, Cleveland, it looks like Russell and Ray Young are out. Coulibaly, George, and Gill are questionable. Anthony Davis out for the year. For Cleveland, it's Mobley, Strus, and Wade out. Milwaukee and Orlando, we got Giannis and Prince out. Nance will be questionable. Castleton is out for Orlando. Franz Wagner in the lineup. Atlanta and Charlotte. Here we got Kuminga out. Rasacher, Johnson, Daniels there are questionable. For Charlotte, no McNeil, no Kobe White. We go over to what's the next one we have here? I think we're going to do these lines, these times. All right, here we go. Knicks and Sixers. McBride out. OG and Robinson questionable. For Philly, no George. Barlow and B. Grimes are both questionable. And we end the block here with Detroit, Toronto. Holland and Smith are out for Detroit. It's Hepburn, Marie Boyles, and Chris Paul out for Toronto. Portal is questionable. Over to Chris.
Yeah, look at this Atlanta-Charlotte game. I'm going to go with Charlotte here. Lay the points with them. I just like what they're doing. This core group here, especially their rookie and everything like that. So I'll take the Hornets with 5.5 there. I'm going to lay it back with, I know it's a big number with Magic, but I mean, we just saw this game back on the 9th with the Bucks and the Magic going at it. And the Bucks were given 9.5 as underdogs there, and they still didn't do it. So give me the Magic there. Franz Wagner's in the lineup there, so I'll take them, just a slight lean. Wizards, Cleveland, definitely not laying that number with Cleveland. If I had to lean aside, it would be with the Wizards, but we do know what the Wizards are trying to do here. So they could get blown out, but I don't know if the Cavs are going to try that hard this close to the break. And then give me Detroit, even though those guys like to fight. Hopefully they don't fight in Canada. So we'll see what they do, but I think they still come in Toronto. It's a short number, 1.5. I'll take it with them on the road.
There we go with Chris. Say what I think about these games. Yeah, I'll look at the Charlotte side, especially with Miller, Ball, and Knuppel in the lineup together. They're lethal offensively. I'll look at them in this spot. Hawks in terrible defensive form. You take a look at them over the past 2 weeks, giving 49% shooting, 38% from three. Hornets in really good three-point shooting form coming into this one. I'll look at them in this spot. Yeah, that Cleveland game is way up there. Too much for me to lay. I agree. I can only look at the Wizards side, and you could see reserves in the last 5 minutes of these games trying to fight to battle an 18-point spread. I would rather look at the Wizards side there in that spot. It's the big line here with Orlando. I can only look at their side here against Milwaukee. The Bucks have failed to cover 8 of 12. It's been the bad shooting there. And so I'll look here at the Magic, who has defended well over their 3-game win streak, holding and defending the 3-point line pretty well there. And in the what else we have here? We got Pistons. Yeah, I could lean Pistons, although they could look at suspensions. But even that, I'd rather look at the Pistons side here. Pistons have been shooting the ball very well over the past 2 weeks at 49%, and giving up just 43% overall. Toronto 0-3 straight up in their past 3 games against winning teams. Now, this might be the formula here to look here at some of these teams' past performances, how they're doing against winning and losing teams. Because as we know right now, we're seeing a lot of tanking going on in the NBA. If you can just kind of isolate their games against competitive teams, you could probably get a better read on this team. We have 2 competitive teams battling, and Toronto's lost 3 straight in these type of games. So I'll look at Detroit in this spot. Welcome in El Ninos. El Ninos, the first 5 on the board, NBA. Hawks, Hornets, Wizards, Cavs, Bucks, Magic, Knicks, Sixers, Pistons, Raptors.
All right, I'm gonna have to go back to the Bucks here. I know they got blown out recently, but like to see the Magic win this one by double digits twice in a row. That'd be a little more impressive. I'll take the Bucks to keep this one competitive. Wizards, Cavs, yeah, I can't lay that many points. I don't think I can even recommend the win both halves. In this case, it should be way juiced. Haven't even checked it, but let me take a look. But I'll take the points with the Wizards here to keep it within this ridiculous number. I know, yeah, they've looked good, the Cavs with Harden, and sure, maybe they come in and take advantage of a weaker team here and try to blow them out. But yeah, I'm not laying no 17.5 points or whatever it's at now. So I'll take the points with the Wizards. Bulls, Celtics, I think. Sorry, was that in this block?
That's in the second block.
Second block. Let me see what else we got. Sorry. Bucks, Wizards. Yeah, I think that wraps it up for me in this block. Sorry, guys.
There from El Nino. So I will continue here on Tony S'more Show. Second block. Block 2 will be Pacers and Nets. We've got the Nets laying 5 at home. We've seen 4.5s pop up as well. Total 216.5. Bulls and Celtics. It's the Celtics 13.5. Total 225.5. Trailblazers and Timberwolves. We got the T-Wolves 5.5 at home. Total 235. Heat and Pelicans. This one's a pick 'em right now. We are seeing Pelicans 1 in some spots. Total 231.5. We end the block here with the Clippers and the Rockets. The Rockets elevated now to 9.5, total 208.5. We'll take a look at the injury reports here from this block of games. All right, as we will look at Chicago and Boston, it'll be Collins out for Chicago. Giddey, Jones, and Smith are doubtful. It's Hauser and Keta here who are probable here for the Boston Celtics. As we talked about earlier, Tatum is off the injury report. Has been reported to be practicing with the team. So keep an eye on Tatum here as he may be close to coming back to the lineup here for this Boston Celtics team. We go over to Indiana and Brooklyn. We've got Toppin and Zubac still out for Indiana. Walker here is questionable. For Brooklyn, no Porter. Claxton is questionable. Well, those are and Clowney probable there for Brooklyn. We look at the what is this we have here? We did that one. We've got Heat and Pelicans. Hero, Larson, Norman Powell, Rozier out for Miami. Wiggins is questionable. For New Orleans, no Murray, and PB is questionable. Clippers and Houston. Garland so far showing out. Van Fleet out for Houston. We're early in this game. Both teams in back-to-backs after playing each other last night. And in the Portland-Minnesota game, no Murray, no Sharp, no Thibault for Portland. Shannon here is out here for Minnesota there. And that should cover this block. Yep, that covers this block. So we get it over to Chris.
You look at this Chicago-Boston game. Give me the over 225.5 there. I don't think we see any defense. It's just back and forth between these two guys here. So I'll take the over in that one. Looking at the Pacers and the Nets, like you alluded to earlier, the Pacers are just not consistent at all. Not showing much consistency there. And the Nets, I mean, 14-12 at home, so it's hard to take the Pacers when they're losing a lot, winning some on random. I mean, yeah, they just won that in overtime yesterday, but do they win again today? Don't know. Slight lean to the Nets, but not touching that one really. I don't like either one on that. Clippers Rockets. I'm going back to the Clippers with the 9.5 there. I know they lost it yesterday. Still able to keep it within there, depending on where you got your number. So I would still take the 9.5 with the Clippers today in that matchup. And then I'm taking the Heat, or not the Heat. I'm sorry, taking the Pelicans at home. You can get them at -1, -1.5, or pick them. Either way, you can get them. Still take the Pelicans at home.
From Chris, next up on over to El Nino's.
Yeah, gonna try to back these Bulls here again. They have not looked good at all since they made their trades and all that, but I think they have to keep something respectable. And again, I'm not rushing to lay double digits, so I'll take the points with the Bulls. In that Pelicans Heat game, yeah, my first instinct was to jump on the Heat, but then taking a closer look at these injuries, yeah, I think the Pelicans is the right side on this one now. If Andrew Wiggins plays, could be more of a coin toss, but I'll lean Pelicans for now. And yeah, I was on the Clippers yesterday, right back on them today. Found some plays I like better today, but I'm still like the Clippers there. As long as Kawhi is a go here, I'll take the points with the Clippers.
There we go. Here from El Nino's here. Tell you what I think of some of these games. I like the over here with Boston and Chicago. The Bulls, the defense has been horrible over the past 2 weeks, giving up 50% shooting, 42% from three. They've gone over in 5 of 6 with really bad defense. I look for some over there in that one. Also here, let's see what we got in this block here. We got Indiana. Yeah, that's a tough one. I can't lay that many points here with the Nets, even though it's stay away from that one. I'll look Pelicans here at that short number. The injuries for Miami, to me, is a concern. Miami has a losing record on the road, just 12-16. They come in here injured. The Pelicans have covered 7 of 9 with really good shooting. For me, it's just the injury fade here for this Miami Heat team. So I'll look at the Pelicans there. Just can't trust Minnesota laying anything, man. I'll look at Portland in this spot. Timberwolves defense has gone south here over the past 2 weeks, giving up 49% shooting, 38% from three. Trailblazers a pretty good shooting form over the past 2 weeks at 48%. They are getting healthier. Avia in the lineup looks like, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Scoot is getting healthy too as well. So we're starting to see 2 full lineups here for this Portland team. Yeah, Scoot's going to come off the bench. So yeah, we're getting a little more health here from this Portland team. So I'll look at them here at the plus price. Yeah, I'll come back again with the Clippers here at the plus 9 at this point, 9.5. Clippers have covered 2 straight really good defense. Rockets has missed the cover here in 7 of 8 with poor shooting. The Clippers have pretty good shooting defensive form coming in. You look at the Rockets over the past 2 weeks, just 43% from the field. I'll look at them in that spot. And that's it for me in this block. So let's continue on. The final 4 from today's NBA card will be Kings and Jazz. We got Utah laying 6, total 231. Thunder and Suns, OKC laying 7.5. There's 8s out there now, total 217. Phoenix, the back-to-back team. Grizzlies and Nuggets. It will be the Nuggets here laying 13.5. This total is ballooned from 236 all the way up to 238.5. So that total's moved here on that game. Spurs and Warriors. We got the Spurs 7.5 on the road in the back-to-back, total 220.5. We'll take a look here at the injury report for these games. We go over to Memphis and Denver. It is Aldama, Clark, Edey, Morant out. Clayton, Coward are doubtful for Grizzlies, but more importantly, we got Jerome and G.G. Jackson in the lineup. So there you go. For the Nuggets, we've got Bates, Gordon, Watson out. Jones here is questionable. Bron, Jokic, Murray probable for Denver. Thunder and Suns, SGA, AJ Mitchell, Topic are out for the Thunder. Grayson Allen and Livers here are out for the Suns. Anthony here is questionable for Phoenix. Booker back in the lineup from his sprained ankle. He's back in there. Kings and Jazz, Hunter, Levine, Monk, Murray, Sabonis, Westbrook out for the Kings. Keontae George and Harkless will be out here for Utah. And let's see, Bryce Sensabaugh. Well, he's going to be in there after blowing the loss for them last game. So Sensabaugh is in there. So the Tank and Jazz. Well, they got to win by, I guess. No, yep. He's still Sensabaugh is in the line. Will be coming off the bench again. So keep an eye on him. Maybe they'll move him to the end of the bench. They don't want to win games. Spurs and the Warriors. We got Castle and Waters questionable for Sacramento members. San Antonio. San Antonio in the back-to-back, but they didn't really exert a whole lot. The game was over by halftime, so we'll see how they are today. For the Warriors, it's Steph and Seth Curry out, Porzingis out, Cryer out there as well. Melton and Richard here are questionable. So for the Final Four, we get it started here with Chris.
Look at this Grizzlies-Nuggets game. I know it came up to 238.5. I still think we get up and over that. I don't think there's any defense in this, and you got to wonder if Joker and Murray and all those guys play, how long they play, if they don't sit them there at the very end of it. So I'd also lean 13.5. Just seems to be a lot there. If that happens to bring in the reserves and everybody at the end of the game, it could get really high scoring, and the Grizzlies could find a way to sneak in the back door there. So I'll take the points for the Grizzlies and take the over in that one. I like the Suns in this one. Just a 7.5. I mean, OKC's sitting people, of course, and everything. Booker looked decent last night. He's not only he's back to full form, but he at least came in there and played. So I'll take the points with the Suns, even though they're on the back-to-back. I like them a little bit better today. Kings, Jazz, take it over. I don't know. Keontae George is a big thing for me. If he's not in there for the Jazz, I just can't get there with him. Might lean to the Kings, but I'd rather take the over. And yeah, a lot of people sit on the Warriors. I know it lines up there for the Spurs to be on a back-to-back. We'll see how long Wemby plays today or whoever they have in there. But slightly into the Spurs, just too many pieces for the Warriors out for me.
There we go with Chris. Next up, we move on over to El Ninos.
All right. Let's kick things off here with the Grizzlies. I'll take the points here. Again, not rushing late 2 touchdowns. Yeah, if you like the Nuggets, I'd probably lean more towards the win both halves bet than laying the 2 touchdowns. But I think the Grizzlies can keep it within this number. And the Suns, Jazz, yeah, tricky matchup here. Again, big injuries for the Kings. Not rushing to lay too many points with the Jazz. But take a lean to the over here. Yeah, despite the injuries for the Kings. You got the Jazz trending that way, playing at a fast pace. They're coming in at 32 and 22 to the under. To the over. Sorry, Sacramento is 28 and 27 to the under. I think we get over this total despite all the injuries.
Yeah, from El Nino, say what I think about these games here. I agree with the over here in Memphis and Denver. The Memphis Grizzlies have gone over in 6 straight. Fast pace here on the road as well. It's been good shooting and bad defense. And that's what you're going to get from this Memphis team now down the stretch, kind of like we see the past few years where they've had to bring the G.G. Jacksons of the world back into the starting lineup. It's a lot of run and gun and no defense. Same thing with the Nuggets, right? They've gone over in 7-8. Good shooting there. So I like for the over in that one. Yeah, I'll look at the Suns taking the points here, get up to 8. That's a lot. Suns to give the Suns here at home. They didn't have to travel here. They stay at home in this one. They're 17-9 at home. So but plus 5.5 net rating. OKC has missed the cover in 6 of 9 with spots of poor shooting. Suns have covered 4 of 7 with spots of good shooting as well. But the Thunder over the past 2 weeks giving up 46% shooting, 38% from 3. And the Suns are making their threes and defending the three-point line well over that period of time. I'll look at them in that spot. I cannot lay points with Utah when their goal is to lose games. There's just no way. I mean, like I said, we joked about Keontae George. What was it? It was a Bryce Sensabaugh going off in that win against Miami. That won't happen again. He'll probably end up at the end of the bench. If you've watched the Utah Jazz, they are sitting their players, their starters in the second half, and they're just tanking. So you're not going to lay 7 points with a team that's trying to lose. I mean, I don't think I just
internal investigation going on apparently about that. But,
well, they got in trouble last year, right? They did something last year. They got a fine for doing the same thing last year. So
that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to do. Going to take away the first. They're going to take away draft picks now because they got to be careful here because they don't know how to tank. They don't know how to do it yet. They're still learning. So But maybe they're just too early doing it. That could be another problem. We're not at the All-Star. You're taking before the All-Star break. That's pretty bad. We usually wait for after the All-Star break when that happens. But there, I'll look at the Kings getting the points in that one. Spurs and Warriors. Yeah, that's a lot of points to lay on a back-to-back here. I know. The Spurs didn't exert much there, but I'd rather look at taking the points in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show, as we'll turn our attention over to college hoops for today's action. As we'll look here at the games for today. We'll do it as we do it in 2 blocks. So in block 1, we're going to cover the games from 6 Eastern time, and we will include the games at 8:30 Eastern time. Yeah, we do have a game at 8:30 Eastern today. So we're going to cover the games here at 6 Eastern, include the 8:30 Eastern games. The games from 9 Eastern and later will be in the last block. And some of the notables here, Iowa, Maryland starts early here with Iowa 10.5-point favorite on the road. USC, Ohio State, Buckeyes 7.5, 8 at home in that one. Other notable games here, we have, Virginia Tech, Clemson. Clemson laying 8.5 at home in that one. Alabama, Ole Miss. Alabama 7 on the road in that game. Other ones of note here. Let's see what we got in this block. That's Michigan, Northwestern at 8:30 tonight. We've got Michigan 15.5 on the road against Northwestern. We got to start with Chris.
Look, a couple games from the SEC tonight. Florida, Georgia. Give me the under 164.5. They're both teams 3-7 to the under in conference play there. So I think we see a lower scoring matchup between those two there. Just a lot to take with Florida. Could they do it? Yeah, but I'd rather just take the under. Looking at that Alabama Ole Miss game, I think Alabama comes into Oxford and does win and cover. So I'll take Alabama there at 6.5 is what I've got them against my Rebels tonight.
There we go with Chris on over to El Ninos, who's on mute.
Thanks for the reminder there. Was typing away and didn't want to be too loud. But let's take a look at these. Start off here with, I'll take Austin P here over Queens. Should be a tricky matchup, just 6-6 on the road. But again, they should be able to win this one outright. So I'll take them on the money line actually here. Like Buffalo over Ball State, a team that's been shooting real well from deep, and 6-4 on the road. Just won this matchup 85-72, and just at the start of the year, so last month. I like them to get the job done on the road again there. I like Wofford with the points there over Samford. Again, 8-5 on the road, so a team that's traveled well should get the job done here again. Another live dog, but I'll take the points in that one. And I like Marshall over Old Dominion. Another team, we got the much better team laying a decent price on the road now. They haven't been as good on the road, just 4-6, but I think they come out of this one 5-6 on the road. So I'll take Marshall now.
There we go. From El Nino, say what I like in these games. I'll look at Mercer here, laying the number here at home here against Furman. Furman 7th in offensive efficiency, the team that turns the ball over at a high rate. They're not very good at the free throw line or the 3-point line. They don't force turnovers defensively in conference. Mercer 2nd in offensive efficiency in the Southern Conference. They make their free throws good inside, and they force turnovers defensively. Good 2-point shooting and defending here by Mercer. Furman's failed to cover 5 of 7 with spots of poor 3-point defense, and over the month hitting just 32% from 3. Mercer, a good shooting team at home. I'll look at Mercer in that spot. Yeah, I can only look at Clemson here to pound Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is 13th in effective field goal shooting in the conference. Terrible from 2-point distance. They turn the ball over, and they struggle on the glass defensively, and they don't defend the 2-point shot well, giving up 55% from 2-point distance. Clemson is first in defensive efficiency in the ACC. They defend the 2 and the 3 well, and they force turnovers. I'll look at Clemson in that spot. Yeah, again, another blowout game. I just can't see Colorado keeping up with Texas Tech in this one. The Red Raiders have covered 4 of 6 with really great shooting. But the Buffs have failed to cover 6 of 8 with bad defense. It's one of the worst Colorado teams I've seen in a long time here. They are 12th in defensive efficiency. They don't force turnovers. They defend poorly from 2 and weak on the offensive glass. And we look here at Texas Tech, a team that's 2nd in effective field goal shooting in the Big 12, 41% from 3-point distance. I'll look at Tech in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show as we close out here college hoops with the final games here. We'll do block 2, the games from 9 Eastern and include the games at 10:30 Eastern time tonight. Some of the notables would be here: Wake Forest laying 3 at Georgia Tech, Stanford laying 2 and 3 here at Boston College, Creighton DePaul a 1-point home favorite, Missouri Texas A&M laying 7 at home, Cincinnati laying 2.5 on the road at K-State, Tennessee laying 7 on the road at Mississippi State, and we got one in the Mountain West, New Mexico and Grand Canyon laying 1, now 1.5 in spots, total 148.5. And then Penn State, Washington, late night game. It's the Huskies laying 12.5 at home in that one. We start with Chris.
Yeah, look at that Tennessee and Mississippi State win there. Neither one of these guys really doing much. Tennessee is shooting the ball better lately. Now, that last game they didn't shoot well, but previously they have been. So I'd rather just take Tennessee on the road there. I know it's 7.5, so tread lightly with that, but they just seem to be shooting the ball better lately. So than Mississippi State, so I'll take that with them. I'll take Texas A&M at home. I think they're able to cover that against Missouri. I got 7.5 right now, so I'll lay it with them. And then the last one I'm looking at, not in the SEC, is the DePaul Creighton game. Give me DePaul. Creighton just not 2-8 in their last 10. They're not covering anything at all. I know it's a short number there, but I'd rather just take DePaul in that one.
There we go here from Chris on over to El Ninos.
I'll kick things off with Stanford laying a small number here on the road. Just think we're getting the better team again at a better price. And just 2 plays for me here on the late block, and this one I like a lot better. Liberty, a team that's traveled real well, a 7-1 on the road. Again, laying a very decent price here, shooting just under 41% from deep. So I think they go into New Mexico State and get the job done there.
Yeah, here with El Nino say what I think about this game. Yeah, I'll lay it with the Liberty here. I don't think there's really much of these home court advantages in some of these smaller conference teams here, especially these teams. I guess these smaller conferences, they don't have the NIL. I just don't see it a lot with these home courts. Some of these small conferences like Conference USA. I'll look at Liberty here. This is a team that's just shooting the ball well. Number 1 in offensive efficiency, 40% from 3, 62% from 2-point distance. They've already played 12 games in conference, won every one of them. I'll look at them in this spot. New Mexico State, not a very good defensive team. 11th in defensive efficiency in Conference USA. They played 13 games and ranked 13th in conference in defense. They don't force turnovers. They struggle on the glass. 2-point defense is weak. I'll look at Liberty in that spot. Yeah, I agree with DePaul at home against Creighton. Creighton is not a really good defensive team in the Big East. Give them 38% from 3, and they turn the ball over on the offensive side. DePaul does defend in the Big East, defend the 2-point shot very well there. Creighton has failed to cover 8 straight with poor defense. DePaul's covered 8 of 11 with spots of good shooting. The Blue Jays over the last month giving up 51% shooting, 42% from 3. I'll look at DePaul there. I like Grand Canyon's defense at home. I'll take Grand Canyon here in the short number against New Mexico. Grand Canyon's won 7 of 10 with great defense over the last month, giving up just over 38% shooting, just over 30% from 3. New Mexico is a team that has dropped 4 games in the Mountain West. Matter of fact, the road games, they lost their step-up games to Boise and San Diego State. And Grand Canyon's you can put them in the discussion as probably the top 4 or 5 teams in conference play in there. So I'll look here at Grand Canyon to get it done there against New Mexico. All right, let's continue here on Tony's Morning Show as we got you through our sports coverage for today. And it's I think we've got some baseball news with Verlander. Yep, Ron Hahn, Verlander is going to go. I'm surprised he even plays in the first half. He's like a Scherzer guy. I think they're going to sandbag him. They'll find something wrong with him. They'll find something wrong with them to shelf him until the All-Star break. I think load management has hit baseball. The Dodgers have brought load management to baseball. I think that's what's happened here. So I think this is a load management hire. He'll pitch, find something wrong, and come back. We'll see him back by the All-Star break. That's what I'm thinking there. You got to preserve that arm for the playoffs because you got Framber and you've got your man, your two. It's Skubal there. So Verlander back. We saw Santander get the injury. Bowden Francis is out for the year for Toronto, and Schwallen back. That's a big one for Atlanta. Atlanta again getting the bad luck in the pitching rotation, out for 60 days minimum. There with I think it's an elbow. I think he's had that issue with the elbow, right? Yeah, the elbow issue there. He needs rest. So far, you got to keep an eye on the spring training news, injury reports at least, and know who's in, who's out there. So some of the big names there that have hit the injury report. Just as Pitchers and catchers report. We got 3 injuries already on day one.
Yes. Saw the lights on last night, so yeah, they're getting started for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, for after today, we'll have all pitchers and catchers reporting. So keep an eye there. It's weird. Your first day of training camp in RU, we have already two pitcher injuries. So there you go. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Sports Show. Now it's time for our Parlay Purple segment, where our cappers give out a parlay, team player prop, game of the future. They make the call here. We get it started here with Chris.
Yeah, we'll take all of the points with the Clippers, the Suns, and my Grizzlies. And then your first point score or first team score today is going to be Brandon Ingram with the Raptors there to get it done. He's at plus 620, looks like.
There we go with Chris. We move on over to El Ninos.
So I'll take the Bucks, the Wizards. You already had the Clippers. Oh, I like the Clippers a lot too. I'll take the Clippers.
The Clippers. It's your parlay. So take what you like. I'll go with the Sixers here. I'll go with the over in the Bulls and Celtics, and I'll go with the Pelicans there with my 3-teamer. All right, we got it through our Parlay Pro segment. Now it's time to see what our cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. Head into a big card here from the NBA, as well as plays for you today here from college basketball, with leaderboard showcasing top performers there. As you can see there, we'll see what Chris has for sale today over at Tony's Picks for today's card. Chris, what you got?
Right now, I've got your best bet in the NBA. I am watching a couple games here for a couple lines closer to time, so you may get some late steam action there for me to get you a 3-pack. But currently got a best bet in the NBA, so go snatch that up there. And then, I'll have some college basketball as we head into that, and we go into the break here for NBA, so you'll get some college basketball action this weekend. As we head towards that, hop on the 3-day, 7-day pass, whatever you guys want to do. 2-for-1 cap, you guys see who's doing well, pair us up, let's go to work for you. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. That'll save you the 15% off of my packages and plays. And we're just going to keep trying to do well.
There you go, guys. Yeah, I'm with Chris over at Tony's Picks. You can see his best bet on the board right now is profit guarantee. Like all of our one-day passes are. Must turn a profit. Amount purchase will be credited back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. So get on board here with Chris over at Tony's Picks. Remember, the promo code TonyT at checkout will knock off that 15% off. Long-term subscriptions are the way to go, especially with all these sports overlapping. You may look at that weekly pass with the NBA and college basketball there. So get on board with Chris over at Tony's Picks. All right, let's take a look, see what's going on over at Tony's Picks right now with El Ninos. El Ninos has put together impressive numbers here on the year. When you look at document numbers, 826 units of profit. Document over at Tony's Picks, great work in the NBA as well from El Ninos. This is all based on $100 unit wager size. So Al, what do you got for sale at the site?
Yeah, I got my best bet, my alley-oops up there if you want to check that out. Also got a 3-pack, which does not include the alley-oop, as well as an extra play for everyone on the long-term passes. And loving this card today. All that does not include the Clippers, which was my best bet yesterday at 7.5, and they're giving me 9 today. It's going to be real hard to pass up on that too. So I'll be keeping an eye on that number all day, but could be some more action. Loving this card in the NBA today. Again, been trying to stay disciplined, so 5 is, I think, the most I've had all year long. So could be a good day to jump on one of those long-term 2-for-1 capper passes, pair me up with your favorite capper, and get all those team plays emailed right to you.
That's right, guys. Get on board with El Ninos over at Tony's Pick. You can see the 3-packs on the board. Profit guarantee. That means they must turn a profit. Amount purchased is credit back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. Get on board with El Ninos over at Tony's Picks. Consider those long-term subscriptions. Remember that 30-day all sports pass gets you a lot of coverage. We get into the conference tournaments here from college basketball, all the NBA in there as well. When you get that 1-month all sports pass from NHL when it comes back from the Olympic break, that'll be also part of the 1-month all sports pass. And of course, our member plays in the system here by 11 a.m. Eastern time. But we continue to handicap throughout the day and night, looking for those late winners. We put them in late, between 10 minutes and 2 hours of our game time. They're flagged as late steam, and those are emailed right to your inbox. Using the email you use when you sign up for your service, late steam feature available at no extra charge, as well as props. We have a full automated prop system here covering all the popular props from right now NBA as well as NHL. So those are also included, no extra charge. Again, both El Ninos over at Tony's Picks. All right, I got a best bet on the board right now for you. I come off a 1 and 2 day. We'll look to bounce it back today. We've got a best bet on the board right now, as well as a 3-pack here from mixing NBA and college hoops. So 4 premiums from me. So get on board and use that promo code TonyT to save you that 15% off there. All right, guys, with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It is the Tony Six Morning Show. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. And, of course, you guys can head on over to our YouTube channel where we have a lot of great content for you up there. Today, we have 5 live shows over our channel. So you want to make sure you set notifications to take part and interact with us in the chat on all 5 live shows. So as you can see here, we've got our live shows up here. Anytime we have our live, you'll see it on the front page. Best way to navigate our page is start on the home page. That's the best way to navigate. And as you scroll down, you'll see our live shows archived. Night Moves is a show that airs at 3 a.m. each time. A complete rundown of the entire card with Ramon and DeAndre. Ramon, he went to work on this big card. Almost a 2-hour show today from Ramon. Kind of where sports talks meets sports betting, right? Because very much interactive with the chat with Ramon. So if you like the long show format, that's for you at Night Moves there. Especially long haulers on the truck, the drive at night. You like a little sports talk with your sports betting? Night Moves, 2 hours. Listen today with a lot of great content there for you guys. Look ahead show again. Fast picks here with these look aheads with Alessandro. Your first look at these games as the lines open. And then we have our happy hour hosted by Rod and Company. Again, that's your last look at these games before they go off. And of course, this is more of a quick, get quick hitter, get those picks in and out. That format. The rest of the shows are the faster formats. Night Moves is more of a sports talk meets sports betting long format. So, hey, we got something for everybody. If you're a fan of sports talk radio, Night Moves would be your show. And if you like to, you like to chat, a lot of chat interaction as well. That one as well with Night Moves. Our Tony's Picks compilation videos. I got my NBA and college hoops up there for you guys right now, as well as props here from Chris. We got a 14-game card from the NBA, so he's coming in here with this prop list for you there. Of course, our playlist for you, a lot of playlists on the channel for you guys to check out. And, of course, our NHL will be back. Fight Picks will be back here. UFC, I bet, coming back in a week, coming back soon. So we'll have UFC for you, all of our shorts and more. Of course, Chris, your hit list has been very popular here on the channel.
Yeah, it's been pretty good there. I wasn't here yesterday to report on the first NBA when we did cash 3 out of 4, especially our first goal scorer there with our first basket scorer with Anthony Edwards. That was a good one there. So I've got you 4 more today. It's all I had data for last night. I may be updating a few more. We've got a lot of games on the board. So NBA is pretty tricky to try to find you guys some plus money, but I do it and try to dig and find those best plays that'll get you paid. There we'll be back with NHL once it comes back, and then thankfully baseball is on the horizon here for the home run hit list. I can't wait for that. Pitchers and catchers have started reporting. I think Atlanta has more healthy catchers now since we signed Jonah Heim than we do pitchers, but that's the way it goes in Atlanta. But anyway, yeah, I can't wait for that to come back. I will be giving you guys a video. As long as I've got data, you guys will have a hit list. As long as I've got a voice to deliver it too. I've been kind of in and out of that lately, but yeah, I appreciate everybody's interaction. Let me know who you guys are taking. I like to see that as well. Love the interaction, love the comments. You guys keep it respectful, so I definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all.
That's right, guys. So check out Chris on the hit list here. Easily to find here. Start the homepage. Check out the player prop, the props playlist there. Of course, Nino's big part of the morning shows, and we also see on the clip videos as well.
Yeah, mostly morning shows for me, so keep tuning in early and again, catch the replays if you can't make it this early, or make sure you tune into all the other live shows and check out all the other great content we got over there at Tony Speaks YouTube channel. Tons of stuff there.
Yeah, tons of stuff here, guys. So go ahead and navigate it there here on the homepage. That's the best way to do it. If you just want to watch our live replays, hit the live tab. If you're on a podcast, all of our playlists are pretty much in podcast format there, so you can check out your favorite playlist. Put it into your favorite podcast player, or Spotify and more out there. Apple as well, Google Play. All of these playlists are podcast format as well. Or if you just want the full everything we upload, then just go Tony's Picks in your favorite podcast and you can listen there. For your long haulers, that's a great option as well. Just the picks just keep coming at you based on the latest upload. So I know we have a lot of truckers out there, folks that commute, that can't be distracted by hitting playlists. Well, just go to our podcast, go Tony's Picks, hit play button, and it will play our latest videos back to back to back to back until you get to our first video, maybe like 10 years ago. So there you go. Check us out there on the podcast. With you here, guys, every day, 9:30 a.m. East Time, Tony Six Morning Show. Appreciate everybody in the chat with their contributions today. It's always great getting the interaction from you folks, and all these guys always keep it respectable. So we appreciate everybody here as well. Guys like Ron Hahn coming in with his parlay as well. Yeah, Gibson was touting those Spurs, and that Miami yesterday that came in as well. Marquette got it done as well. Finally, we can count on Marquette to cover numbers there. I was on that. That was the winner I had yesterday. Was Marquette. Had 2 losers, although to match it. And of course, our man Joe Lane likes the Warriors here. 9.5 there with moving on the Florida game. Good luck to everybody there as well. And of course, there was a move yesterday, right? Was it Ozuna that signed with the Pirates there, Chris?
Yeah, he left Atlanta, went to the Pirates there. So the Pirates have gotten some run support for Skeens and the rest of the guys that are going to be pitching. Got some heavy hitters. Got Brandon Lau. Now you've got Marcell Ozuna. So yeah, they signed him to a 1-year deal. I think it was either 12 or 15 million. Not sure, but we lost him on that. So we'll see how that affects the Braves this year.
Yeah, I was watching that. The top free agent unsigned right now is Gallen. Any feel where that Gallen may end up?
I don't know. He's still chasing somebody to sign him, which is crazy. That I guess I don't know. I can't believe somebody hadn't picked him up yet. They picked everybody else up, so he might be. I guess he's going to be stuck in Arizona if he doesn't get signed. Right? He'll be stuck there. Or is he just out free agent?
He's out free agent. Yeah, he's free agent. There's no contract.
I don't know. Maybe nobody wants to pay him, but I'm glad they came to an agreement. I guess with Skubal, but we'll see how that goes. They've got Framber Valdez as well in Detroit now. With Verlander and Valdez, and you got Skubal. And like I said earlier, we signed Jonah Heim as a catcher. I don't really know about that one. That might be taking over Sean Murphy. I would just prefer our rookie of the year, Drake Baldwin, to be in there for the catcher. But Jonah Heim's not bad from Texas, so we'll take him as well. Hopeful for both the Braves and the Pirates this year. They seem to have made pretty good moves in the offseason.
Yeah, they are. We still have Lucas Giolito unsigned. We have Chris Bassett unsigned. Max Scherzer unsigned. There any feel El Ninos and where some of these guys may go?
And being a Dodger fan, not too worried about it. but yeah, wish all the best to them. Yeah, I mean, Tigers adding that uppercut to their 1-2 punch there. That's a pretty good move, I thought. Verlander there. But as for the other guys, I don't spend too much time speculating where they're going to end up. I just try to take the info as it comes, and once they make their move, I try to see how I like the roster then and there, and then we look at the matchups and all that. I'm more interested in that than try to figure out where these guys end up.
I'm a little concerned about the Dodgers starting. I can see a slow start for the Dodgers. I didn't like what Max Muncy said in the podcast he had with Fell Territory, which is a good podcast. I like that one a lot. He said we have been doing. He goes, "How's your off-season conditioning program going?" Well, he's probably a leader. I think they asked that question because Muncy might have been complaining about it off camera. I'm just speculating there. And he said, "We're not doing anything. No one's doing anything. We're just resting our bodies." I'm a little concerned about that going into spring training and trying to get in shape. We know Otani's a different player, but based on what I heard, and of course, Blake Snell will not start. Is behind in his training. Probably will miss the start of the season. Fatigue. He just said arm fatigue. He pitched a lot in the playoffs. I mean, the dude hardly pitched all during the regular season, and he said he's going to miss the start of the season. So
at least we won't have to worry about too many off-season injuries with them not doing any conditioning.
They told us
you got to stay in shape too. I mean, you could get hurt the other way by slacking off too much and then trying to get back into it. So
yeah, I mean that's although the Dodgers, I was watching a podcast of their top 10 prospects. Man, they got some studs in their minors though. But we'll see what they do here. I'm looking at it probably a slow start. Back-to-back World Series, late seasons. Then you got this World Baseball Classic. Will Smith is going to catch in that, so I can see a lot of Will Smith sitting load management here for him. That dude pitched. That dude caught a lot in the playoffs. He pitched. He did catch the entire that 18 inning. What was that marathon game? 18 inning game. I think caught the entire one, right?
Yeah, he caught the entire one there. He was talking about. I heard him talk about it after the fact and all he had to go through with everything he was doing to get through it. Like he wanted to be there for every second of it. I mean, I get that you want to be out there for 18 innings, but you also got to take care of your body because I mean, I think they had a game. Of course, they had games after that. So I mean, I don't know. You definitely got to, I don't know if they're just coasting or what, but they definitely got to take care of themselves because, could get injured like on the other side of it. As soon as opening day hits, you're not conditioned. you run into injury there. Outside of Otani, who's just Otani, but yeah, that's concerning there for them. There's a lot of good prospects coming up. I've been watching that a lot too. I think Connor Griffin for the Pirates is definitely a top prospect. We'll see what he does this year. A lot of moves. Luis Ariz to the Giants. That was a batter for them. He's always got always really good hits. I think he was a hit leader a couple seasons ago. So Giants made that move there. But
well, that's good for that ballpark because there's a lot of alley space and there could be a lot of triples over there.
Yeah, he can definitely hit it wherever if he wants to. So that was a good pickup for a bat there. My concern with the Padres is Mason Miller's potentially going to be a starter this year instead of a closer. So we'll see how that goes for the Padres. But I don't know. Otherwise, just watching moves every day. I can't believe the Ozuna one. I don't know. I could take it or leave it with him. I do worry. There's always talks of Acuna leaving, but I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Hopefully. So I think it's going to be definitely interesting. A lot of good prospects though. I'm reading up on everything right now and just following it as close as we can so we can cash in this year for baseball.
Yeah, like how to cash it in for baseball. That's right. Yeah, it should be interesting here to see how the season starts. We do have the World Baseball Classics coming up here as well. So something to keep an eye on for spring training here. We got pitchers and catchers all report. I think by the 15th is when we start seeing the everyday players coming in. I think we're about a week and a weekend away from the start of the preseason baseball. The exhibition season is going to start, I think, in about 8 days or so. So yeah, it gets there fast. But I have a feeling these first few games, we're going to see a lot of these prospects in to start them off. All right. Parlay, just rewind the video. We just did the parlay segment already. So check it out there. Or if you're asking the chat, some of the chat put their three teamers in there as well. Because the chat's more than welcome to put in their picks anytime. All right, guys, reminder, you guys can apply as a capper if you like. Send us an email. The email is in the link over at TonySpeaks.com or support@TonySpeaks.com there. All right. Any closing thoughts from you guys before we close it out?
Just make it a winning day, guys.
All right, making a winning one, guys. We'll say goodbye to you guys. You guys making a winning one. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony Speaks Morning Show.